Hello, so first of all I want to quickly apologize for not posting this video because it's been over 2 months since the sleep study actually happened. I think I got the sleep study results about a week later, so the sleep study was on August 5th. I got the results maybe a week later. I posted the clips you're about to see a couple days later, and then school started, and then it was really stressful as college is. And so I was working, and then any free time I had, I just wanted to relax and breathe, and then it would just be a cycle of that. So that's why I haven't been working on this. I've had a little bit more of a breather, so I pulled this up. And yeah, at the end, I will update you on the stuff that's currently going on or is in the works of going on. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy this video with my awkwardness.
I always think I look good, and then I turn on the camera and I look sweaty, which in this climate is pretty normal. So I'm refilming this video because I suck at talking on camera, as you probably would have guessed. Because I keep saying, I want to really quickly update you. I got the results back from my sleep study, and spoiler alert, I don't have sleep apnea, at least right now. They told me to keep an eye out, especially when I get older, because it's more common, and especially with my genetics of having older family members that have it or probably have it but just haven't been diagnosed. Yeah, so that's good news. I am going to try to quickly explain it because the last time I tried to make this video I was giving way too many details, not like personal information, just shit that you don't care about and that I am going to have to edit out. So I'm just going to try to make this video and do as little editing as possible. So the sleep study I did on August 5th, the afternoon or the night, and it started at 8:30, but due to our current situation, I couldn't go in there early, which is usually what doctor appointments want you to do, and because it was at nighttime, I couldn't call the office, or at least they didn't give me a number to call, because the number that I did call, their office closed at like 5:30, and so I was sitting in the parking lot at like 8, and I didn't know what to do myself. I just kept rereading the emails that they sent me in preparation. So one of the things that I feared or was anxious about was if they were going to be like watching me sleep, which they were, but the room I was nervous that it was going to look very laboratory like and or hospital like, which I feel is like a valid thing to be nervous about. So I thought it was gonna be in like a white room with like either a one-way mirror or two-way mirror that you could like obviously tell would be like on the other side people are watching you, and I thought it was gonna be very hospital bed. I thought there was gonna be like a constant beeping, like the doot doot, like am I alive kind of thing, but thankfully it actually wasn't like that. When I got into my room, it was actually, since it's a sleep study and they have to evaluate you, there was a camera like on the ceiling pointing at the bed, and you know, that made me a little bit nervous, but I obviously understood why it was there. Oh, I just want to say it was like a little bit apocalyptic feeling once I finally left my car and went into the building, because no one was there, and they like had those stickers on the ground leading up to the door to stay 6 feet apart, and then when you went inside there was a table saying to get checked, like I'm assuming your temperature and sanitize up. But because it's, you know, almost nighttime, it like nobody was there. I could hear distant talking, but like no one, I couldn't see anybody. And then when I found the sleep study or sleep medicine part of the building, no one was in there too, or at least I thought no one was in the front lobby or like sitting at the front desk, and I was kind of confused on what to do. The TV in the waiting room was on, but again, I didn't see anybody. So after about a few minutes, I decided to call the number again, even though I expected the same thing to happen, that they'd say their office hours were until 5:30. But while the phone was ringing, this guy, I don't know if he was a doctor or a physician, I'm not, you know, I'll just call him a doctor for now. And he checked me in, and he was the one who, you know, led me throughout the whole sleep study process. He put all of the stuff on me, and yeah, he's a very nice man, and he made me feel more comfortable than I think if I had a less friendly person. Obviously there were some awkward moments because I am just an awkward person, and I just attract awkwardness. So moving on to like the whole process of the sleep study, he checked me in, he took my weight, and then after a little bit, he came in with like a bunch of supplies, and he laid out all of the wires and stuff and started putting all this stuff on me, and I already could tell that I was gonna have trouble sleeping with all that stuff on, especially because one of the first things that he put on was this thing that he put on my vocal cord, and it was heavy and it was bulky, so if I went like this, it was very uncomfortable. One of the last things that he did was put a bunch of wires to one of the last things he did was put all those wires on my head, and I will have a picture of what I look like afterwards. And there were a lot of them. He had to like measure, I don't know if he was measuring like the distance apart each wire was, but because I have like a lot of hair, he kept like losing his measurements and like marks on my scalp. Then the very last thing he did is like right before he told me to tell him when I was ready for bed so that he could put it right when I was going to go to sleep. And he put the thing in my nose and the thing on my middle finger, and that was to measure, like, I guess my breathing. And then after he turned the lights off and left the room, we did like, I don't know what you would call them, but like exercises, sort of, but just him observing my eye movements and my leg, my ankle movements. So I would like look left to right, up and down. I had my eyes open for 30 seconds, and then I had my eyes closed for 30 seconds. and I had to count out loud a few times, and then that was the end of that. What I normally do to fall asleep is watch videos that I've already seen before, kind of like just as background music. You know how people watch TV and they fall asleep. And I did that and I fell asleep, and I had it on a playlist. I was watching YMS's childhood trauma. But to me, at least during the time, and I still think it's interesting, I felt like I had only slept for 3 to 4 hours, and then I was trying to go back to sleep. For some reason, I didn't want to open my eyes, which I don't know why that is. I just felt like if they saw me awake that something would happen, or they'd be like, okay, well, clearly, you know, you're not sleeping, so might as well just get out of here. But obviously they didn't do that, and I tried to get in a more comfortable position, but I also had this anxiety that if I moved, because when we were doing exercises in the night, I was on my back because that's what he told me to do. But then afterwards he said I could go into any position, you know, any comfortable position. But I was always, the whole night, at least the parts that I was awake, I was scared if I moved in a specific way that it would like fuck up any of the wires. And then there was like this bulky like base on my like waist, and obviously the thing on my vocal cord, and you know, I was just scared that something would get unplugged and then the whole point of the sleep study would just be meaningless. So when I turned over to the side with the window was closed, that there was a shade on it, but I could see the glow of the outdoors, and in my mind I was thinking, oh, I guess it must be some time in the morning, you know, where the sun would come out. So I was, you know, thinking maybe it was around 6 and wake up time was supposed to be 6:30. But then what felt like maybe 15 to 20 minutes later, the guy was like, alright, good morning, Jennifer. And he's like, alright, that's it. And then so he came back in and unplugged the stuff. He started taking everything, all of my wires off, and then he closed the door. I got ready for the day, and he said just make sure to, when you get home, take a warm shower, because all of the glue that was used to put the wires on my head was stuck in my hair, and I looked like a hot mess, or no, just a mess. I'm not hot, but when he was putting all the stuff on my head, especially, and just, you know, everything, I was scared because I was like, wow, this is gonna be expensive. And a few days ago I got the bill for the sleep study, and it was a little over $3,000, and my heart kind of dropped because I'm not a real adult. So $3,000 is insane to me. Even though I still want to go forward with the jaw stuff and the braces, I just know that this whole process is going to be super expensive. I never thought it was going to be cheap, but you know, seeing the actual numbers is like, it kind of makes me lose hope that even if I am successful in the career that I want, I don't know if I'm just gonna be in like medical and student debt, and it just sucks. So anyway, that is that. And unfortunately, the day before I got the bill for the sleep study, I got the bill for the allergy test, and that is like $1,000. And even though it's a third less than sleep study, money's the worst, and not having it is worse. That is the conclusion. I'm glad that I don't have sleep apnea solely because I don't want to spend more money on the sleep apnea surgery.
Well, it's like 2 stressful months later, and because I'm not gonna have separate sleep apnea surgery, that means that I also still need to have my upper jaw widened because also the same side of my family that has sleep apnea and whatnot, we all naturally have smaller jaws, so that is one of the reasons why sleep apnea is more common in those people, because there's less airflow going on, and that's why you're more likely to have sleep apnea and snore and whatnot. So part of the jaw surgery, I'm going to have my jaw widened, which probably will be more expensive than just a run-of-the-mill jaw surgery, you know, the kind. Also, another update, I have met with the jaw surgeon. They gave me a cool little packet that I'm not going to show you because it has the location of where it is. They printed out a PowerPoint of the orthodontic surgery, which I thought was funny because it was obvious that it was a PowerPoint. And yeah, so right now I'm waiting for the insurance of, I'm guessing, the plastic surgery people to get back to me to see how much they'll cover and see how much more money I have to spend on the surgery. And then when that happens, I'm gonna set up an appointment for, well, okay, let's backtrack. When the insurance people get back to me, we're apparently going to schedule a date for the surgery, which is probably in between 8 months to a year and a half from when they get back to me. But when we schedule the surgery date, or around that time, then I'm going to schedule an appointment to get my braces in at the orthodontist. So, hopefully, the next update is me getting my braces in, and you know, you can see a bunch of wires in here. But I don't know. That could be forever from now. One, because I don't know how long it takes for everything to start falling into place, and 2, I don't know how stressful school is gonna get, because so far it's been kicking my ass. Hopefully the next time you see me I will have braces. It'll probably be that way considering how long it's taken me to edit this video, but yeah, look forward to that. Look forward to seeing a 23-year-old with braces, and I hope you somewhat enjoyed this video. If you're going through the same thing, holla at me. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.